All right, in this training, I want to show you how to prepare scriptures in eCamm. So I use verses from a prior week as a base, as you can see over here on the left in the scenes window, and I'll simply change the date. So let's say we'll go to November. Oops, moved it by mistake. Okay, November 12th. Okay, and these are my base scriptures. So there are only two kinds of scripture scenes. One, as shown in John 20:22, one with the scripture and this box animation that slides in here. Show that again. Okay, the second kind of scripture scene is simply the scripture showing up with no slide in animation with the box. So basically, all there is to it is you have a document ready, have your document ready with these scriptures. And from there, it's just copy and paste. So I've got my two scriptures over here that I'm using as a base. And in this example, I've got John 3:16, Ephesians 2:4-7, and Acts 4:21. So we'll go to the first one and grab that from our document and go to John 20:22 now. John 3:16 is a standalone. So from here, make sure your scene is unlocked and go to the scripture, and there's a little, when you hover your mouse over the scripture, there's a pencil icon. Click that, then edit text. Your text overlay box will pop up. Then just select the text, Command A, and then this is important. You just don't want to do your regular Command V paste. You want to use Command Shift Option V. That will paste and match with style. That's a keyboard shortcut. Alternatively, you can go to your edit up top in your menu bar and click paste and match style. Okay. Then click save. And from there, you line it up, grab it, line it up using the horizontal and vertical lines. Just line it up the way you want it. Also, it's important to note that sometimes the font needs to be adjusted in terms of the size. I start with 24 font as a base, and I made this mistake several times, you can paste your scripture in there, click save, and part of the scripture down at the bottom is missing. So if that happens, you have to go back into edit text, your text overlay box, and adjust it using the slider or just typing it in here. Like you can type 22, save. Didn't seem to do anything, did it? 22, try it again, oops. 22, save. There you go. And then you see how it changes the font. So, okay, line it up. So then from there, I'll go in here, change this reference to John 3:16. Okay. As I previously mentioned, because this is, I can't remember if I mentioned this. I don't think I did. Let's go back to the two types of scripture scenes, okay? This first one with the box sliding in animation, I use this if there's only one scripture reference, as the case with John 3:16, or for the first scripture where there are multiple scriptures. And I'll give you an example from Ephesians 2:4-7. And then the second kind of scripture scene is the scripture only, as in the example of Matthew 10:15. That's just the scripture popping in with no box animation. I use this for the second scripture or subsequent scriptures after the first one. And I'll give you an example again from Ephesians 2:4-7. So let's just do that. Now, I'm not going to use this for Ephesians 2:4. What I'm going to do is I'll go to John 3:16. Then in the scene window, I'm going down to the bottom. There's an icon next to this plus, and that's the duplicate button. I'm going to click that with John 3:16 selected. I'll duplicate it. Okay, now I've got to play around with this little window because this last Mac OS update started doing some funny stuff in here with my scripture box. But anyway, I'll go to Ephesians 2:4-7. I'm going to select the reference and the first verse, copy that, come in here, edit text, select, Command Shift Option V, save. I've got 22. Let me start with 24 font, save. All right. Line it up. All right, that's good. Now, over here, I'll type the reference. Okay, so now Make sure you lock the slide every time that you, or when you're finished. Okay. Now we'll lock that one. Now for the next one, we're going to use this. So this is Ephesians 2:4 is the first scripture reference in this passage. So now we need Ephesians 2:5. So we're going to use this. While I'm here, let me just go ahead and type Ephesians 2:5. Here's something else you can do if you want to. I'll just Command A to copy that. And I'm going to duplicate that. And then Command V while that's highlighted. Change that to Ephesians 2:6. Duplicate it again. Command V. Backspace 7. So I don't have to fool with that anymore. Keep these scenes unlocked. Then, now this next one is a standalone, okay? Just one reference. So I'm going to need this animation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. Here's another little trick, little shortcut. I'm going to grab in this text edit, select X 421. And then I'm going to go to John 3:16 in the scenes window, duplicate it, Command V for Acts 4:21. That doesn't belong there. That belongs at the end. So I'm just going to drag it down to the bottom. Okay. Now, with that selected, go over here and now I'll go and I'll grab this while I'm on this scene. Now we got to come back to Ephesians. Don't forget. Edit text. Command A. Command Shift Option V. That's 22 font. Let me change it to 24. See what happens. Save. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. It cut part of the scripture off. So I'm going to go back in here, change it. I'll usually just go backwards. One size at a time. Save. Oops. 23. Save. And that did it. So I'll just line it up. Okay. Now all we got to do is go in and finish these other Ephesians scriptures. Command A. This time I'll use the menu bar, edit, paste to match style. 24 font will work for that. Line it up. Lock it down. Let me lock down Acts 4:21. You shouldn't have to do what I just did with like this. It's doesn't fit the box the way it's supposed to. That's just a new Mac OS thing. But anyway, go back to where are we? Sixth verse. Sometimes I cheat a little bit. Let me see if I can get away with it. When two verses are kind of short, sometimes you can cheat and get two in one slide. A little time saver. Let's see if we can make it work. Command Shift Option V. See what I did? I grabbed 2 in the 24 font. That probably won't work in that font. Save. Let's adjust it down. I'll use the slider this time. 23. Nope. 22. Nah. I don't like to go any lower than 20. Okay, 21 works. Go here, line it up. Okay, now I've got 6 and 7 here, so make the adjustment in my scene window. Lock it down. Go to this. I won't need this scene, so delete it. Trash icon down here at the bottom. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, then we go test it. There's our first, John 3:16. Slid in there with our box animation. This next one, first reference in a passage, should slide in there. Also, our box sliding in. Subsequent verses should just be scripture with no box animation. So we got 2:4, 2:5, 2:6 and 7, and Acts 4:21. Okay. Now, as a bonus, let's say you're in the heat of the battle. It's Sunday morning, and somebody comes up to you and says, "Can you put another scripture in there?" At the last minute. Okay. Or maybe you forgot to put a scripture in there. So you can open up the Logos app, and I believe I have it open. Let me bring it up here now. Now, Logos is logged in as me at the church. So let me clear my screen here. Now, when Logos comes up, let's say if something's already open, a window open, like the scripture or whatever, you could leave it there. It could be a bunch of stuff open. You can click the close all in the left panel down at the bottom, close all. And also in the left panel, look for copy Bible verses. And you can go in here and let's say the speaker wants Ephesians 5:1. Just type it in the reference box. Or let's say you need multiple verses. Let's say Romans 5:17 through 19. Enter. Nothing happens. Okay. There we go. So if you type in here, then you see the little drop down. Click that, and boom, it's in there. And then you can copy it from here, right? So let's backspace here. Let's just do Romans 5:17. Copy that. Let's say the speaker says, I want it out of the Amplified. Okay. No problem. Where it says ESV, just click on it, type in Amplified. Just start typing AMP. Should come right up. Select it. Now, you can copy. Now the Amplified obviously is long. So now we can go back. Let me get rid of this. So once you copy it, we'll duplicate this last scripture, type in Romans 5:17. All right. Go in here. For time's sake, I know it's long. I know 23 is not going to work. So I'll go down to 20. Command Shift Option V. That may not even work. Let's see. Yeah. So $19. Let's try that. $18. Bad example to use, right? Oh my gosh. All right, there you go. 16 worked in this example. And there you go. All right. There it is. That's all there is to it.